So Undoers will evolve into a band at some point?
That's our hope, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. We did like a setting goals a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Can't remember if that was a 6-month goal or a 1-year goal, but it's definitely in our minds.
Well, what are some of the other goals?
Well, we're planning on recording an album,
Mm-hmm.
looking at August, thinking about going up to Jack's dad's cabin, and
Which I have seen through the medium of the live stream.
Yep, that's right, yeah. So yeah, we're thinking about going up there and just spending the week and doing some recording, and we've talked about playing shows out of town.
So those are some of the
Those are
things
the main
that,
ones.
yeah, those are some of the things that the future holds for Undoers.
It is, yeah.
And then on top of all of that, you also have been awarded an Artist Initiative Grant.
Yes.
Yes. What are you going to be doing with that at the Cedar Cultural Centre on November 30th?
Yeah. So the project is called A Cripple's Dance, and I'm still working on a little bit of the music. I've written about an hour's worth of music, and I've hired three of the musicians from the Kremblems outfit.
Yes, which
yeah.
of course 26 Bats is
Yep.
part of, who are also playing the benefit.
Yep.
So there's Bailey, Carl, and Warren.
Yep. Drums, guitar, and keys. And then Jack will be playing bass, and then I may have another friend of mine jump in on bass a little bit. So I've written music, and then there's also a dance portion of the project. I hired a friend of mine, Angelique Lele, to kind of be the choreographer. She also has a spinal cord injury. She uses a wheelchair, but she's done a lot of dance around the cities. And then I've hired 3 dancers. They kind of have a small dance company called Kelvin Whaley.
Oh yes, I'm very familiar with them. They're very good.
Yeah, but the idea behind the project, I guess kind of similarly to the idea of Undoers, is the music is kind of all an expression of my desire to dance. So it comes from a place of like my pain and some trauma, I guess. But also I'm going to be doing some dancing as well, so it's a way for me to kind of reconnect with the new body that I have, I guess. So I'm calling it the Cripple's Dance.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
How prominent will your dancing be in relation to your performing music live within the piece?
Well, I think it's actually going to be a little more prominent than I thought it was going to be.
How so?
Well, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do any dancing. I thought I might just leave it up to the dancers. But then I had a dance rehearsal with Angelique, just me and her, and we just started improvising. We got a little studio and just kind of spent the time moving around and was trying it out, and I was like, I could do this. I'm gonna take the risk and move outside of myself. You know?
Beyond the periphery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's kind of scary, but also really exciting. One of the things that I miss most is actually dancing. And I'm learning like that I can still do that. But the night before I had my accident, I was dancing with a bunch of my friends down there, and I remember that night very vividly and with kind of a lot of longing.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where the project comes from.
Yeah. That's where it comes from, but it turns out to lead to dancing too.
Yeah. Yep.
And our conversation turns out to have led back and forth to, we keep on returning to the idea of the relationship, I think, between self-knowledge and self-expression.
Yeah.
understanding one's emotions, understanding the mind and the body, and then discovering means of self-expression by virtue of that understanding.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing the last, coming up on 6 years, I guess. From, you know, writing in my room. Like, I've spent so much time in my room writing music, writing words, and, you know, using my self-knowledge to dig within myself, you know, discovering so much about myself and about the world.
Yeah.
And I really feel like with this project and with Undoers and then Freak, which...
Your solo project?
Yes, which is in the works. I really feel like I'm starting to come into my own. I know myself more than most people do.
Right.
Back to Julia.
Yes, yes.
Because I've spent so much time doing that.
Did you feel that the lessons that you've had to learn are nevertheless universal lessons?
Yeah.
That anyone can find different forms of self-expression by virtue of the self-knowledge.
Yeah.
Anyone can discover how to undo things that are not working for them, again through introspection and really working with and through one's pain and experiencing another battle and another battle and another battle.
Yes, and that's my goal through creation and, you know, making things, is the hopes that, you know, other people will see, you know, what I've been through, and that there could be some kind of lesson behind all of that. Like, people can take a cripple's dance home, like specifically people like me with spinal cord injuries. Like, that's my goal. I want them to see this and go home and be like, wow, like, maybe I can get through this.
This is possible.
Yeah.
And it makes hope much less of an empty word, because it's extremely grounded and real and exemplified.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that, and for giving yourself the mission of not only expressing yourself through your music and your art in general, but also through trying to convey these applicable lessons. If it seems hopeless on all kinds of levels, things seem hopeless at the moment.
At some point, it will seem that way for anyone, I think.
But the applicability of what you've learned provides hope. So thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you one last time also for playing the benefit for my friend Lauren.
I'm very excited to play. I think me and Jack are going to have a good time. I hope everybody who comes does as well.
Well, thank you very much, Gabriel, and I'll see you again at Mortimer's on July 26th.
Yes. Sweet.
26th
Day before my birthday.
Day before your birthday?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, it will become your birthday at the show.